Uh, wrong again, wrong again, wrong again. Remember I said, and I converted all these files, which is kind of unfortunate, because, now I've got to re-encode all of these audio files. Should probably just get the originals back. That I said that they were skipping, right? And I thought, oh, that was because the data rate was so high, 320. But it turns out that's got nothing to do with it. It had and has nothing to do with it. I have been noticing this thing and just kind of ignoring it all the time. Notice how there's this image JPEG in here, and so there's 100% audio, and then there's an image 0%. I don't know what it means. My program, my ID3 info program, says that there's an ID3 is a type of tagging thing. It says that there's a tag, right? Now, I suppose that's what this information is about, although I'm not doing, there's two ways to add one of these tags, and maybe it's a good example of it, but I've never seen one where the tag is at the tail end of a file. Well, in either case, I suppose this could be this must be the tag information. Like, here's the name of the song and so on, right? And apparently there's an image, but there can't be much of it. Well, it could be. Could be. Let's see. But I changed the data rate. I'd have to redo it again and see. Maybe there really is a picture in here, and I could extract that. But that's irrelevant, because if you run these songs, when I'm playing these files, okay, they're just playing regularly. What I noticed again was it was skipping, and I thought, well, I changed the bit rate. I thought that would fix it. And then I noticed it all the time. It was skipping. Was when I would do something with images. Okay, so I'd have one of these songs playing. I won't play it because God knows what'll happen. And I'd go and open up Paint Shop Pro, and the song would start like just either paused or looping, like it's not able to read the next bit of the song, so it's in a loop. That's how these things work. In fact, I wrote an audio decoder, and I know how these things go. You end up in if something gets blocked, you end up the buffer doesn't stop playing, right? So whatever's in there just keeps repeating until you get a chance to fill it up with some new data. So that's why you get this repeat. And then I'd hit print screen, the music would stutter for a bit, and I'd try to paste it in here and I'd get nothing. And eventually maybe I would get something, I don't know, just by random luck. The music's still playing and stuttering away, and I'm starting to get suspicious about it. This is what's supposed to happen, okay? Just paste. Then I'd go and try to copy a bit out, Control C, and paste, and nothing. What's supposed to happen is that, right? But between the time when I hit Control C, right, if I wait long enough, whatever was in the clipboard's been cleaned out every time by the media player. If I did it fast enough, I could go Control C really fast. I'd get it in, and of course that the media player would be stuck during the whole duration of the copy. It was a long copy, I get a couple of 2 or 3 stutters, right? And So I'm suspicious at this point. No proof. So then I go and I know that I had done, I've made those songs, some of these songs here into a video, right? At a higher data rate than these. So I went and it's here, and I'm playing the same songs at a higher data rate, but from a video, right? But those audio files had been passed through my, I've done that same thing with normalizing the audio so I could string them together. And those audio files would have looked like these now that I've prepared them. There's no picture or anything anymore, right? I've lost all of the important details of the song. But it plays perfectly smoothly. There's nothing I can do to make it stop playing perfectly smooth. I can have all the encoders running and everything in the system going like nobody's business, and it just plays along, la la la, no problem. So now, I don't know what the reason is. I mean, is it that the format of the file is wrong? Probably not. It's using a format, an ID3 format, which many players won't deal with correctly, right? And apparently this one doesn't. I don't know. I didn't try Winamp or something. In this case, the header data is actually at the end of the file. And it has something to do with a picture, right? So I'm thinking that I don't know why even after the file's been loaded and playing, it would do it, but apparently it's going back to the file to get more data, and perhaps part of the code thinks it's got to try and display an image, right? And so it's waiting for the for the direct draw or something to be ready or whatever. In any case, that was the problem. So if you ever have a problem with sticky MP3 files, it could be that. It could be this. Here, I'll show you. I know exactly. I haven't checked, but I read about it and I know what to look for. The ID3 tags, the ones that I never completed the code for because I never found an example of one. The ones that appear at the end of the file have ID3 spelled backwards, so it's 3DI as their tag. And I think it's at the end, right at the end of the file. And then you're supposed to read backwards, right? And then you can determine where the actual end of the file is. My thing, because I haven't actually gone through this particular case yet, you see, I'm just saying, well, it's all audio data, right? Because I don't know. But if you look at this, has V2 tag, I have determined that it does have one, right? But it's not parsed, right? It's not parsed properly. Movie, show, title. I'll bet you any money that it's one of those weirdo ones at the end of the file. Let's see. I want to open it as binary. Look at that thing. It just wants to do its own little thing. Jump out when it feels like it. Happy. Here. 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 Binary. Go away. It does say ID. Well, let's see at the bottom here. This looks like tag type data, but it's just garbage. Something repeated over and over again. Econ alternative raw. This is certainly looks like it could still be junk. You can never say for sure unless you look at it closely and check the counts and whatnot. Here's the song name, Rid of Me. Why did my tag thing not pick it up? Version 4.0. I don't know. I might not have. No, I did. 4.0 is an old format, I think. Well, this is a good thing for my ID3 lib, but that doesn't matter because even if it works, do I have it? I don't know. I do actually. Even if I can parse it correctly, that doesn't mean the Media Classic is parsing it correctly, and I haven't written an MP3 player. It's not that hard, but it's a multi-threading thing. You can imagine it's you got one thread that reads from the file and is supposed to constantly be feeding a buffer, a particular kind of buffer that is played. Once it's set up, that the buffer is played at intervals, and you get notified when one play completes. How come it's not going there? Is it? Oh, here we are. We must get some feedback. Now let's see. Version 3.0 is the highest one. So we certainly do that one. To the front of the, so I'd have to go through and see why I'm not parsing it correctly. This is not parsing it correctly, right? Explorer is not parsing it correctly, right? There's no. It thinks there's no tag info. The only thing that's parsing it correctly is this media info, right? Now this here. It's just giving the tag info. Usually this thing doesn't give any tag info, but it's a weird way of doing it, I guess. It's not the usual something. There should, if this says that there's a picture, then there should be a picture. Inside, oh no, but hang on. Another program that might do it right is Winamp. Winamp might show a picture. They need a bug report. Come on, Winamp. Now this, when I use, oh there, see? Whoop. Winamp's got it correct. There's the image, right, that should be displayed by Explorer here, and that I should have found and didn't. Now, how come I've lost all these things? Video, oh no, I don't want video. View. Equalizer. There used to be a whole. This sometimes tells you something. Sometimes these things have links in them, and if you it's not an automatic thing. The player may or may not use the links in there to display more information about the artist or something. Now, what about the song title? Rid Me is, you got to make sure that it's getting it from the file. Like that just looks like the file name. What's the info file? Here we go. It's an ID, it's a version 2 tag, track 1, 93, alternative rock. See, there's no B1 tag. There's a cover picture. And there's more stuff in here. Copyright to blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, okay. So it had nothing to do with the rate. It had to do with this program and I guess Explorer as well, not parsing that tag correctly. And I'm not parsing it correctly either. And it might be malformatted, you know. A lot of programs like Winamp will be aware of, more aware anyway of common mistakes, you know, like common errors in the tagging, and so they'll look for those errors and just sort of fix the error on the fly, right? Instead of what it should do anyway is at least give the message and say, would you like to repair these broken tags? If they really are broken tags. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know there was that. There's something else too, let me think. I can't remember. I know there's some other thing I keep forgetting to mention. Now, one thing I can do is to fix these is to do what I'm doing. So they'll play with this player. Yeah, I don't want to waste time on this. I should go and figure out what's wrong with my thing, and that's probably what's wrong with this thing. But I'm feeling too lazy. I only really care about, let's see, these 10 songs and a couple others, right? And in fact, I don't even need these because I have them in these. The ones that I really like are in these 2 videos and a couple in here. Alright, so mention it. If that happens to you and you notice suddenly your clipboard is that's the other thing I forgot to mention. I wanted to mention is that the thing that gave me the idea that this thing was flushing out the clipboard was because I did that to myself once. You know this program. You know how sometimes I do things like directory into clip, right? And then I can run Notepad and paste the result, right? So that takes the standard out and puts it into the text part of the clipboard. It shouldn't wipe out a picture, but whatever. Well, one time I was at this site and I was downloading, how shall I put it? Suggestive pictures of some nice young ladies, and it was every time you go to the. I just wanted them in random order, right? But all the file names, all the files had the same name, right? And so I guess I was probably overwriting them because I'd download like 30 pictures and there'd only be 10, you know. It's supposed to Chrome or whatever is supposed to try and give a unique name, but I don't know what happened. It didn't always work. So I wrote a batch file. I wrote this batch file with a combination of these two things. I have a thing called rand string, right? And it has some parameters. I could say length equals 6, right? And I have a sleep thing. So I had this thing that would sleep for, let's say, 3 seconds, and then it would run rand string into clip. And, you know, I'd click on the next picture, and then I'd say save, and then I'd just go paste, enter, right? And it would give me a unique name for each picture. They didn't all have the same name. So that was great. And then I was trying to do some other thing. I forgot it was still running. You know, I'd try and do some coding, and I'd copy something here and then try to paste it somewhere else, and it would come out all random garbage. Thinking, my God, I must have some kind of virus or something. Of course, I remember. Oh, right. That thing is still feeding me random strings. So if you ever want to really mess somebody up, it's a simple batch file to write. In fact, this thing generates a random number, right? And you could mix it up, maybe put 2 of these. Right? So here in the clipboard I got a bunch of numbers, and then you make a batch file that just runs in the background, hidden of course. You could use this thing to hide it in the system tray. But just once in a while, you know, put some random garbage into the text clipboard, and start it running on your probably not your friend's computer, maybe somebody that you wouldn't consider a close friend, maybe, and see how long it takes them to figure out what's going on with their computer. That's really bad. That's a really evil thing. Why I can't understand why people even think it's such a thing. See you.